Position of signal, good on.
Welcome back to the live webcast for the SES-18 and SES-19 mission. If you're just joining us, liftoff occurred at 7:38 p.m. Eastern Time from Launch Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Post-liftoff, we also had successful main engine cutoff, stage separation, ignition and shutdown of the second stage, fairing separation, and first stage landing. Coming up in about 17 seconds, we will relight and shut down the second stage engine once again. That burn will last less than a minute and is the last burn prior to payload deployment. There's a view now of that second stage. Standing by for SES-2. There we can see on your screen, SES-2 is underway. As I said, this burn will last less than a minute. And as mentioned previously, today's mission marks SpaceX's 9th SES launch. SES is a satellite telecommunications network provider that supplies video and data connectivity worldwide. And we've got about another 10 seconds remaining in this burn. Standing by for second engine cutoff 2. There we can see second engine cutoff has occurred. We will stand by for confirmation of good orbit. We can tell that that engine is no longer ignited as that skirt.
Nominal transfer orbit.
And there we heard the call out for good orbit. With that confirmation of the second stage engine burn and of that MVAC engine the second stage now in good orbit, we're going to come back to you in about 4 minutes to cover the first deployment, which will be SES-18. Until then, sit back and enjoy the space tunes.
this acquisition of signal, hard to restock.
Welcome back once again to the SES-18 and SES-19 launch webcast. For those that have just recently tuned in, it's been a nominal mission so far. We had liftoff at 7:38 p.m. Eastern Time, successful landing of the first stage, 2 ignitions and shutdowns of our second stage engine as well. We're coming up to one of the last major milestones, which is the first payload deployment for this mission, and that should be coming up in just a couple of seconds.
SES-18 separation confirmed.
All right, you can just barely make it out there on the screen, but we can see and just heard over the nets confirmation of deployment for the SES-18 satellite. Now the mission isn't over just yet. SES-19, as you can see there, still attached to the second stage and is scheduled to deploy in another 4 minutes. So hang tight, we'll see you again in just a few minutes from now. Welcome back once again to the SES 18 and 19 launch webcast. We have one more milestone left for today's mission, and that is deployment of the SES 19 satellite. We deployed SES 18 just a couple minutes ago, and with the second stage now about to fly over Madagascar, we are expecting the second deployment, that of SES 19, coming up in just seconds from now.
SES separation confirmed.
And there you can see on your screen, as well as heard on the nets, successful deployment of the SES 19 satellite. With successful deployment of both SES 18 and SES 19, that brings today's webcast to a close. We would like to thank SES for entrusting us with today's mission and all of you for joining us. We also want to give a shout out to the Range and Federal Aviation Administration for supporting today's mission. This launch concludes our 218th overall SpaceX mission to date, the 19th launch of the year, and the second launch of the day. A doubleheader on a Friday. What a great way to end the week. Thanks for tuning in, and happy St. Patrick's Day.